Now with me, Mr. UFO Phil, my good friend, my best friend, this side of the Rockies.
Hi.
How are you doing, buddy?
I'm doing good, Angel Jackal. How are you?
Well, you're closer this time. You didn't call me Kanye.
Oh, that's right. I'm so sorry. No, and then I met Kanye and I called him Angel, and he got upset. But everything's okay now.
Why did you get upset? Me and Kanye are like brothers. Why would you get upset?
Oh, I don't know. There's something going on that he wants you to call him. He says you never text him back or something. I don't know.
I tend to do that. He gets a little too crazy with the texting when he's out drinking with the boys, But enough about Kanye. How have you been, man? How's everything?
This has been such an exciting year. I can't remember. Jackal, right? Do I call you Jackal or Angel? I know you're both.
I'm Jackal. Just call me Jackal. This is
okay,
inside the Jackal's head, and you remember, you're a voice inside the Jackal's head, remember?
I know. It gets it's really scary in here sometimes.
It's cloudy, it's scary, it's full of all kind of different kind of smells, but you're in there, and I know it's a little creepy, but you are my best friend this side of the Rockies, and I am interested to find out if you ever became the president of the world.
Oh, I'm actually getting ready to... Oh, by the way, happy birthday.
Oh, thank you. You remembered.
Yeah, of course.
Thank you.
I've got complex notes pinned up on the wall. It's this really long equation. It takes up the entire wall, and at the very end, it shows that it's your birthday. The whole thing. I worked on it for a whole year.
Well, Phil, you know why that is, right?
I can keep a secret.
Well, here, the truth is, the entire equation, it's all about me.
I know.
It's all about me, baby.
Because I'm inside your head.
Exactly. See, that's what everybody doesn't understand yet. George Noria doesn't get this yet. Nobody gets it. UFO Phil is a voice inside the Jackal's head.
I know, and that's why it's one of the things Kanye wants to talk about.
Yeah, Kanye's a crazy little rascal. But, UFO Phil...
He got mad. He was yelling. Okay, go ahead.
UFO Phil, let me ask you, Kanye aside, tell us more about this presidential... when are you going to get this presidential nod?
Well, I was already basically made president of the Earth a long time ago. There was a vote, and it was unanimous on planet Zaxxon, and there was a couple of bad aliens that infiltrated, and they demanded a recount, and so they had to go through with it. It was a technicality, and they counted the dimples and the chads and everything, and they still came out unanimous.
So you are the president of the world.
Well, yeah, but there's one more final technicality, which will happen the day after tomorrow, which is the first day of 2013, and that's when I will actually receive the necklace. And once I wear the necklace, then it's official, and I assume the job.
Now, is the necklace blue?
Of course. You know.
I'm just asking because, I saw a necklace that I heard was going to be given to you, and it had a little red in it, and I was like, I know Phil. No. There's no way he's going to have any red on his necklace. So let's debunk that rumor. The red necklace is not going over your neck.
No. It's blue, and it's solid gold, but it's been blue-plated.
Okay, it's been blue. Oh, okay. So the gold is inside, which is great. That's that makes sense. And then you have the plated on the outside. That makes perfect sense.
That's how you know it's not from this planet, because on this planet they will try and cheat you, and they will put it'll be plastic or tin or something, and then they'll just do a really thin layer of gold on the outside.
Right.
But if it comes from planet Zaxxon, it's solid gold.
And it's the other way around. They have the plastic on the. I like that.
They blue plated.
That is a brilliant idea. So how's Zaxxon, by the way? If I may be so bold to ask.
Zaxxon's doing great. He's in fact, he just sent me a text just like a couple of minutes ago.
Oh, did he really? What does Zaxxon have to say?
Well, let me see if I can tell you, because sometimes he sends me cryptic stuff that I have to keep a secret. It says, okay, can you keep a secret?
Of course, for you. Come on.
Okay. It says, yo, Phil, wait till you see my fly new graphics for the you-know-what. It's the shizzle. Can't wait for the you-know-what to drop. Zaxxon's been blowing up my phone about this you-know-what.
Oh, boy.
Yeah.
And he speaks slang. That's interesting. I didn't know he was down like that.
Well, no, I mean, he speaks Zaxxonian, and then if you hear other people walking around on Earth and they are using some of those words, they're copying Zaxxon. It's not the other way around.
Oh, has he had any interactions with Snoop Dogg, for example?
And can you keep a secret?
Of course.
I can go one better.
Uh-oh.
You remember that Tupac hologram a while back?
Do I ever?
Zaxxonian technology.
I knew it. It had a blue hue hue to it.
Yeah, I know.
It felt like something from Zaxxon.
They've got all the high-tech gadgets all come from planet Zaxxon, and people think it's all made in China, but those are the things that break. The things, if you buy something and it lasts a long time, it came from Zaxxon.
So when Zaxxon and the good aliens come down and finally there's disclosure, which, by the way, we're going to talk to Steve Bassett later on tonight about disclosure. And, I want to make sure that I know this, so when I talk to him later on tonight, I can tell him, listen, Steven, when disclosure happens, the good aliens are going to do this. And, I really wanted to ask you, are they going to throw a mega concert with the Tupac hologram and many other holograms like him?
Okay, so can you keep a secret?
Of course.
Yeah, because the Tupac hologram was just the beginning. That was like a test run, like a prototype. Yeah. So what they've actually got now is this technology. It's amazing. And they've been communicating with me about this for a while, and they've been showing me the prototypes. And the way that they see, basically in 2013, and I'll tell you that this all has to do with the end of the Mayan calendar. We can go into that too, but the aliens in 2013, they are working with me on a couple of very important projects, and one of them is this very thing where they are basically preparing to disseminate what they call good alien statements. Okay? And it's very important. Remember that, because you're going to hear more. Like right now, you hear fiscal cliff, this and that. Forget about the fiscal cliff. Okay? It's good alien statements. It's going to be everything in 2013 is what you're going to keep hearing, or GAS for short. And they have designed this new highly futuristic type of broadcast system that is so realistic. And forget about the hologram, because that, like I said, was just the beginning. So it's three-dimensional, it's realistic, and when I say 3D, you forget about Avatar and Life of Pi and all these whatever 3D things, because that's just child's play, to Zaxxon. The 3D that they are going to be with the holograms and the three-dimensional technology to disseminate this information to us, they will be able to, let's say the aliens, they're going to have a press conference when they first arrive. I mean, they're already here, but when they first show themselves to all the little people, they're going to have a press conference.
Like the Asians?
No.
We're going live.
Oh, no, because, you said little people, and I figured Asians are little people. Well, continue.
I don't know. But they've got this ability now to what they can do is, let's say they want to have alien beings or people or whatever, if like some Asian people or whatever that they wanted to talk to you, they could use this technology and you wouldn't even know that it wasn't real, because what they do is they beam. Let me back up a little. What they do is
hold that thought 1 second. We'll get right back to that, because I have a caller who's dying to get in here and ask you a question. Raven Zion is on the line. Raven, you're on the line with the world famous and the president of the planet, UFO Phil. What do you have to say to UFO Phil? UFO Phil's on the line.
UFO Phil, did you just step off a UFO or what?
Yeah, I've been doing lots of traveling. I was on, earlier today, I was on a UFO called Space Mountain.
Mountain?
Yeah, this guy I work with, Les Michaels, he's selling these Disneyland tickets for half price. And so that's where apparently you were able to blast off on this journey. And I went on this, they call it Space Mountain. I didn't see any mountains, but it went really fast.
Did you see
Space Mountain, Matterhorn, it don't matter.
No, I didn't go on that one.
No?
No, not that one? Not Thunder Mountain either?
No, I just went on a space travel.
A space travel. Right on.
Yeah.
That's cool. We're all on a space travel.
That's great.
We're all traveling through the stars. Now, Raven, do you have anything you want to ask UFO Phil?
Yeah, hey, UFO Phil, have you heard my bandmate JFK's new song, Z Funky Music?
No, I haven't, but if you can send it to me on Facebook, send me a link.
Okay, I can send you a link. Jackal, it's inside Jackal's hand.
Do you have any questions that don't have to do with your songs?
Yeah, how come the world didn't end?
We're actually getting to that. UFO Phil was about to talk about that.
Yeah,
so why don't you stay on the line there and let UFO Phil expand a little bit on the Mayans and why didn't the world end, UFO Phil?
Well, can I finish telling you about this technology and then we can go back? I mean, because I was kind of getting to, like, you're going to be so impressed with this. I want you to know that this is coming in 2013. It's going to be, better than any 3D or plasma screen TVs or anything like that. This technology that the aliens are going to use to disseminate this information to us.
Okay, go ahead. Tell us more about this.
Yeah, so how it works basically. Well, can you keep a secret?
I can. Nope. I don't know about this man here. Can you keep a secret, dude?
Okay.
If not, I got to let you go because we got to keep secrets here.
I know.
Okay, secrets.
So,
okay.
What they do is they use this alien technology and they send these carpenters to your house. And they're real carpenters. They're skilled. They're in the union. And they could be at your house or they can show up at the nearby community center or whatever, and they build out of wood this large type of platform, and then they turn on these bright lights and they put these seats, the seats are just everywhere in there so that, you or your friends, your family, people you don't even know can go there and then watch what's going to happen when they disseminate this information. And then
that's very nice of them.
I know. So they make it it depends on the local laws as to what the capacity will be as to how many people they can allow. And then, like magic, what they do is when everyone's there, ready to watch the presentation from the aliens, then they will beam these beings onto this platform in a way that you've never heard of. And you won't even know that they're using this technology because they will just walk in. Some will arrive in taxis. Some might fly in, and they might call for a ride. Some, they will get there, and they will give you this information, this really important alien information that they will disseminate to you. Some of it, they will prepare ahead of time. They'll memorize from a book that says, enter from this side of this platform, say these words, and then the other person will say these words, and they will entertain as well as inform. And this is revolutionary because it's the most three-dimensional you can get, beyond holograms or anything. You think that it would be like, it's almost like it's real. And afterwards, they will do a meet and greet, and then they might need a lift back to the airport.
This almost sounds like virtual ultra reality.
I know.
Sounds like quantum computer stuff.
Yeah, and you won't even see, like, all the technology that it takes to make this happen. It's hidden. You don't see computers. You won't see lasers. That's why, with the hologram with Tupac, you could kind of tell that it was, being beamed onto the stage. With this, you don't know, because they just walk in.
Wow. I mean, isn't it easier just to clone people and bring them back from the dead?
Well, yeah, I mean, that's, to Zaxxon, anything's possible, and they could do that too. But I'm telling you, I can't tell you everything that's going on behind the scenes,
Well, that's amazing. That's just an amazing piece of technology. And I can't wait for them to come down here and show us, some more of these amazing technologies that they have in store for us. And Phil, getting back to, to the technologies, did they stop the end of the world with their technology? Is that why we didn't die on December 21st?
Oh, I know the answer to that one.
Well, hold on. Let Phil answer this. I want to hear it from Phil because I have a feeling that Zaxxon is responsible for us being here right now. I have a feeling that he stopped something from happening.
Well, first of all, can you keep a secret?
Yeah, we already swore to that. We took a note.
Yeah,
okay.
No problem.
I had to check. And sometimes I get a little turned around, and I go back and forth through time a lot, and so I can't remember if we've been here yet.
I gotcha. Kind of like Doctor Who. In a sense.
Doctor Who?
Yeah, that guy.
Yeah. So,
anyway.
Basically, you have to forget everything that you've been told about this Mayan calendar business because the Earth perception of what's going on is wrong. And all these different people saying that it means this or that. Basically, the end of the Mayan calendar, it never meant the end of the world. It was just the end of the world as we know it. Because...
Right.
Yeah,
that's
right. Because that's when Zaxxon and the good aliens arrived, So, and that's what it's going to make everything different. All sorts of different things are going to happen, which ultimately lead to the grand finale, which I can't go into. That's going to take a couple
Phil,
years.
don't they call that the shift?
Did he say the shift?
Usually, I don't know. Like, if you do for 8 hours, and then they will tell you how much you get for each hour.
I mean, I had that this morning, but what?
Double shift.
Yeah, pretty much.
It just depends on your diet.
It does. If you eat a lot of fiber, though, you'll have a good shit.
No, shift.
That's why Les Michaels was in here a minute ago, and he ran out.
Yeah, Les was talking to us about something that had to do with a sack and some fleshy substance and something to put inside the sack. I couldn't really catch on what he was trying to talk about.
He's shaking his head. He's listening, and he's shaking his head, so you seem to be upsetting him. I don't know what his deal is.
Well, me and him will talk later about that, because I definitely want to get with him and want to check his stuff out. Wait a second.
He said I'm not supposed to. He just handed me a note. Don't mention the Disney tickets for half price that he's scalping.
Why not?
I can't. I'm not supposed to tell.
That was supposed to be the big reveal in the next 5 minutes. We're going to reveal. We're going to give away, a discount on Disney tickets for anybody who wants to call in, half off, courtesy of Les Michaels.
He's looking out the window now. He says he's worried about. He's acting paranoid. I don't know.
Tell Les Michaels he already agreed to it. Z Michaels already has the form, that she gave me earlier to put the names on. So, I mean, if you call in, Les Michaels is paying the other half.
Hey, are we talking about California Disney? Or your Disney?
This is Les. Hey,
Les,
Angel.
what's up, buddy?
Jack, erase that part. Jack, you gotta erase that part.
But the whole show tonight was going to be... But, dude, the whole show was going to be kind of based on this promotion.
You gotta edit all this stuff out, because now you got the cops outside. I don't know if they're listening or what the deal is, man. They're outside the frickin' window down there.
Well, this is what happens when you become a voice inside the jackal's head. But
right.
I'm pretty sure they're not there because of the tickets.
I gotta go, man. I'm gonna go out the back, climb out the bathroom window.
You see that, everybody? This is amazing. Phil, I told you last time we spoke in private about Les. Les is a shady cat. I told you about him.
It's just the men in black. It's not the cops.
Hold on, Ray.
No,
hold on,
like, he wouldn't. I've never seen him. He was sweating and shaking his fists and yelling and using profanity. This was worse than when I met Kanye the other day. This is horrible. This
is terrible. Listen, Raven, I gotta get going. I have another caller who wants to get in. You have any more questions for UFO Phil?
No, I'm still like stuck on the Disneyland tickets.
Well, apparently that's not going to happen now, thanks to
okay, no e-ticket route. I
see. This guy, you can't. You can never run a promotion with Les Michaels. You just can't.
No, I can run a scam.
Yeah, no kidding. All right, Raven, thanks for calling in, buddy. We're going to have a couple other callers that want to call in, Phil, and I know you're a person who attracts a lot of attention. People love to talk to you, and people always are interested in your life. And nobody is more interested in your life than my good friend Don Smith, who's on the line with us now. Don Smith has been bubbling at the teat to get on the call here to talk to you. Donnie, what's up, buddy?
Greetings, everyone. Hey, Phil. Hey, Jackal. How are you?
Hi, Don Smith.
I was doing better before Les Michaels did what he did a couple seconds ago. That just, it ruined my mood.
Well, that's what I was calling in. I wanted to get some half-price tickets for Space Mountain, or would that just complicate things?
Yeah, I don't think we're doing that anymore.
Oh, okay. Phil, I actually had a question for you.
Okay.
I wanted to tell you, I didn't get any Christmas presents this year because I saw somebody in red under my tree Christmas Eve. And I've always remembered what you said about the red aliens. Well, anyway, I kept beating the guy with the baseball bat, and he just kept saying, "You're on my naughty list, you're on my naughty list," and ho, ho, ho. And then he made a run for it. Let me ask, did I do the right thing?
Can you keep a secret?
Oh my God.
Yes.
Phil?
You really should have checked his DNA profile to make sure he was a bad alien. You may have hurt a real man.
This could be the reason, Phil, why a lot of kids in America didn't get their gifts this year. I think Don here.
This is dangerous. This is what happens when.
Oh boy!
See, you just let people get. This is why I need baseball bat control in this country, because you let people run around with baseball bats, and then they just start hitting people.
Yes,
and
but he was in my house, and I've heard you express a warning about be careful of the bad aliens because they're in red, and that's what I thought. He was a red alien.
But it was Christmas, Donnie.
But
Christmas.
Okay, so it's really hard to even know. Okay, I can look, and I know right off the bat because I have a special chip in my eyes.
UFO Phil.
Yeah. And I can see if they're a bad alien, because I can see the DNA profile. It sort of hovers right above them. It's one of those holograms, but you can't do it. You can't do it, and you can't know unless you have. That's why I'm going to be marketing the DNA profile device. And what you would basically do is, before you get out I'm not saying don't have the baseball bat. Okay. You need to be able to protect yourself, but you need to go up to this person that's in your house, and they're wearing red, and you take this DNA profile kit, and basically it is a little chip about the size of a paperback book, really small, and it's got a couple of little mounting wires. They look more like spikes, and you will slap this onto this person's back, and it will go into their back with these spikes. And at this point, it will do a readout on the screen. And it will tell you if they're a bad alien or not. Now, if they're a bad alien, then that's when it would be appropriate to pull out the baseball bat and deal, or call the authorities and let them handle it if you're not skilled with the bat. Because we don't want people just running around. If you haven't had the training, we don't want the bat to just go all over the place. You're breaking your Christmas tree. You're smashing the mantle. You want to make sure that you've had the training to use the baseball bat. Otherwise, you should just call the authorities. And also, if you stick that in someone's back and they're not a bad alien, then you have to really think on your feet and figure out a way out of this mess. Because they're probably not going to be happy.
Okay, now let me ask this. Are you at all marketing any type of liquid? Because the other thing I did was I filled my kitchen sink with water, and I grabbed him by the back of his curly white hair, and I sunk his face in the water, and I figured if he was a good alien, he could hold his breath for a while, or if he was a bad alien, he could only last for a couple of minutes. And I waited till he stopped burbling. Did I do the right thing with that?
Don?
Yes, sir.
Can you keep a secret?
Yes, sir.
You have in no way done the right thing at all in any of this.
At all.
Can I ask you about the baseball bat? Was this an assault bat?
Yeah, it was a Louisville assaulter.
Are you crazy? Is that your
man?
So it had the extra crazy?
Are you crazy?
Capacity.
Are you crazy?
Yeah.
Are you crazy?
This is a good example, Jackal, of why we need baseball bat control, and that's all I have to say.
Don, the right to bear arms does not mean that you can go crazy with a baseball bat and do what you did.
Yeah, just because you're wearing a tank top doesn't give you the right to bear arms.
Oh,
yeah, exactly.
Oh, okay. I apologize. I am so sorry.
Have you checked your roof for reindeers?
No.
Because, let me tell you something, Don. There's a lot of kids in America right now who are very upset they didn't get their gifts this year, and you might have some very hungry and very upset reindeers on your roof, sir.
Yeah, I might have to go get a ladder and double-check some things up on the roof. And I allow me to apologize to America publicly again for my actions. I am sorry. I mean, because Phil, I follow your advice. I mean, I care about the beings that are on the moon about Christmas time. Because
I know.
You said be careful of the little moon people in your Christmas song, and every year I have a special stocking just for them. So I need to apologize to America again.
But Don, but last year we had this discussion last year when you mooned those people. That's not what I meant.
Right.
That's not what this was about.
What were you thinking, Don?
Why does he do this? Don, you're a writer. You're supposed to write.
What were you thinking?
I am so sorry. I am so sorry. And here I was going to tell you that our common friend Cat Elliott begged me to tell Phil hello. And here I've just embarrassed everybody. I am so sorry.
It's okay. I have a 6-week therapy course for you, a special rate. We can get you in some Zaxonian therapy.
Thank you.
And
Thank you. I appreciate
once you complete the course, you get some Disneyland tickets. So,
I did that therapy, by the way. It was great.
that's good. I know.
Thank you. Well, as always, gentlemen, it is really good to talk with both of you again, and to actually talk with you guys with a normal voice for once. Holy cow. So anyway, thank you very much again. And Phil, I look forward to you as our world ruler in 2013.
Okay.
Awesome, isn't it?
Oh, Don Smith. That was Don Smith right there. And he's supposed to be a writer, and he's killing people with baseball bats.
Can you believe that? Santa.
Didn't he learn the old saying that the pen is mightier than the baseball bat, and he should stick to writing?
Thousands of years of him taking gifts to kids all around the world, and Don Smith is the one that takes them out.
There, there is an upside to this. There's
an upside to killing Santa
Well,
on Christmas.
There's more Santas. I've seen them.
Oh, really?
Yeah, there's more. They make more.
They make Santas? How is that possible? I mean, So you're saying this one's one of many that's died over the years?
You see them all over the place.
Well, you're talking about the ones with the bells. But
Yeah.
asking, the ones with the box. They say drop some change here.
Yeah, it's so they can buy the presents for
Yeah.
the kids.
That's true. Those are Santas in training, but this is when you're already graduating, you become Santa. The thing is, I think these guys last for such a long time that those Santas in training, they never get graduated to the status of Santa. So
he was the real, kind of like I'm president of the earth. He was the real Santa, and there's lots of other ones.
Santa. He killed the Santa Claus.
So they'll find it. He was assantinated by Don Smith.
Pretty much, yeah. You can copyright that, Don. By the way. Assantinated, I like that. Don Smith, man. Well, the upside is, Phil, at least he didn't kill the Tooth Fairy.
Now that you've said it, someone's going to get the idea. You got to be careful when you have the power.
Yeah, the power of media. The power of media. Guys, we're about to come back to a break here, and we're going to be back with UFO Phil. If you guys want to call in and talk to UFO Phil, the number is 786-245-8127. We'll be back in a couple minutes with more Inside the Jackal's Head.
SoFloRadio.com, doing to terrestrial radio what they did to you. SoFloRadio.com.
Elizabeth Taylor, movie legend. We lost her too soon. Gone, but not forgotten. Now, you can own an authentic piece of movie history. Elizabeth Taylor's ashes in a small commemorative urn.
Remember, I want you to forget me, please.
For just $29.95 plus shipping and handling, we'll send you an ounce of real superstar soot. Elizabeth Taylor, movie legend. You can have a piece of her forever.
Command performances leave me quite cold.
Call today. Hurry. Quantities are limited.
Hi, this is Boca Jorge of The Brian Rodriguez Show. That's George to you. I'm George's sidekick. The second banana, from a long line of second bananas. Letterman has Schaefer, Carson had McMahon, Bishop had Regis. Me? Why, I'm George's Durwood Kirby. Join us daily on The George Rodriguez Show, where we tackle a wide array of hard-hitting topics such as why Jesus chose not to wear pants and the misguided television viewing habits of George's wife. Tune in to The George Rodriguez Show live 12 to 3 Monday through Friday on the South Florida Radio Network, SoFloRadio.com.
Mental disorders are common in the United States and internationally. An estimate 26.2% of Americans ages 18 and older suffer from some sort of mental illness. Now, this figure translates to 57.7 million people who suffer from some sort of mental breakdown. If you find yourself laying in bed hearing voices while you're trying to sleep, well, it might not be that demonic being from another dimension trying to kill you where you sleep. Might just be your mental illness starting to kick in. So if you're out of meds for the night, then I have just the thing. Come listen to my show, The Jackal's Head, on the Soup Media Network. You can check out our Listen Live page only on www.psn-radio.com. See you there. This ad has been paid for by the Jackal's Head and the War on Terror.
War. It's fantastic.
PSN Radio The Soup. The best in talk radio anywhere. All right, everybody, we are back on Inside the Jackal's Head, and tonight we are talking to UFO Phil, and we're talking about all kinds of stuff that he has got in the works, including the presidential nomination for the planet Earth and many, many other things. If you guys want to call in, the lines are still open. Please do so. 786-245 is... Oh, 786-245-8127. See, Phil, that's what you do to me, man. I forget the last four numbers there. But 786-245-8127 is the number. Call in, and you can talk to UFO Phil and ask him anything you want. But, you know, Phil, talking on when we were doing the break here, and just picking your mind on this technology that the aliens have on their disposal. Tell us a little bit more about their technologies and the stuff they have coming down the pipeline for humanity.
Well, just even in just the way that the aliens communicate all of this to me, they have to use a special kind of technology, because they can't have, if you're just using cell phones, then people can intercept the messages and stuff like that. Right. So they have, this really high-tech stuff that they send me cryptic messages, and some of this technology will become available. It's going to, obliterate some of the stuff that we use now because it's so high-tech, and it will be made available to the people of Earth starting in 2013, but it has to be declassified. Like this cryptic technology that they use to send me messages, it's amazing. It's like a drone technology. They will physically deliver a letter to me instead of risking, sending it digitally. And they use these drones, these little small drones, and they are disguised, because sometimes you look up in the sky, and if you know that it's a drone, somebody with a shoulder rocket might try and shoot it down. So you don't want that. Right. So they
especially
disguise
in my neighborhood.
Yeah, I know.
I live in a rough neighborhood,
No, I know. I've been over there, but you didn't know I was out there.
I know you were. I just didn't make it known that I know, but I knew.
Okay, so they will disguise these drones as... Can you keep a secret?
Of course.
Yeah. Usually what they'll do is disguise this drone as like a bird, right? So that it'll just blend in to the sky. I don't know if you've seen these cell towers. They make them, they look like, I don't know if you have this where you're at, but in Hollywood they have cell phone towers. And they decided that they were too ugly and they stood out, so they made them look like palm trees.
Right. Yeah, I've seen those, yeah.
Yeah. So they do this, the aliens... they invented this type of deception, and this drone is disguised it looks like a bird. It flies like a bird. You wouldn't be able to tell the difference. And to complete the illusion, they even make these birds, they will land in random places and eat, and they'll poop on buildings and cars. And if they smack into a window, they will just die. But that's all part of the illusion so that nobody will know.
Well, when nobody's looking, the bird will come back to life and fly away, right? When nobody's looking.
Oh, no, they can't be fixed because it's not as simple as solid. This is really high tech. This is beyond anything a human could create. They can't just be soldered back together, and there's blood everywhere.
Gotcha.
It's a real bummer.
This is like a biometric Android, type of device.
Yeah, and they look just like a real carrier pigeon, and and that's how it basically. Yeah, and so you wouldn't even know, and that's part of the disguise. They hatch from eggs and everything. They're not built in a lab because they don't want to, these things coming into the world being created in this sterile laboratory environment. Right. So they're hatched from eggs.
So it's in their DNA basically. Everything's in their DNA embedded in them.
Yeah, it's very convincing.
That's amazing. That reminds me of the episode of The X-Files with the cockroach. Remember that episode?
Yeah, I was behind the scenes when they were developing that.
Oh, were you really?
Yeah, that's alien technology as well.
Oh, I believe it is, definitely. And I believe that show was definitely onto many, many great details about the alien conspiracy, and it was on point with a lot of things that they said on that show. I mean, how much of that show do you think was actually truthful?
It was a documentary, Jackal.
Pretty much, right? Yeah.
No, it was a documentary. Did you think it was fiction?
No, not really, no. When they said the truth is out there, they meant it.
Zaxxon just sent me a Facebook message. So they use the pigeons, but they also use the Facebook and the Twitter, and Zaxxon has some really beautiful Instagram photos too.
I've seen Zaxxon tweeting using Twitter, and I read an article earlier on the show about Antoine Fuqua and Spike Lee, going back and forth, and how celebrities are feuding. Is Zaxxon and the aliens going to get into the tweeting back and forth also? I mean, tell me they're not.
No, because Zaxxon, he's good. And he's all about love. And so if you are privileged enough to see, most people can't see when Zaxxon sends a tweet, it's invisible to most of the world. And he will choose, like some people have their Twitter accounts set private and you have to request to be able to see them. Well, Zaxxon has an even deeper level of privacy where you don't even know he's there, and he has to request you to be able to. So you will be chosen by him, and then suddenly you will just start seeing his tweets.
So he's not going to be like one of these public tweet whores that just wants to tweet everything out to the public.
No, he's gonna. It's really just for professional, global security, galactic security, and then if somebody starts talking smack, he'll shoot him down. But other than that, and no one's gonna walk over Zaxxon, because if someone starts, saying stuff about him or his mama or whatever, then he's gonna have something to say about it, and don't get him started. But
I heard he had some beef with Ice-T over Coco, and Ice-T shut up real quick. That's what I heard.
Well, it's Zaxxon. I mean, you're not gonna mess with Zaxxon, is what I'm saying.
Ice-T backed up, and that's Ice-T.
Yeah, I know, but this is Zaxxon.
Exactly, that's what I'm saying. And that was Ice-T. Yeah. So for people out there who's listening who don't know, I mean, that tells you how deep Zaxxon gets. I mean, that's.
Yeah. He's blowing up my phone again. He's listening to your show, and he's hearing.
We're not talking about Vanilla Ice. We're not talking about Ice Cube, or we're not talking about any of those ices. We're talking about Ice-T.
I know.
And Zaxxon scared him to bits. But that's a weird thing, because Zaxxon, he is a good alien. Why was Ice-T so afraid of him?
Zaxxon's all about love and goodness.
Right. Exactly.
And if you don't,
which of course that's what happened with Coco. There was a lot of love and goodness. I heard anyway.
Yeah, but this is different because Zaxxon is above all that nonsense. And so he will send out the love and the goodness and peace. And it's not just peace on Earth, like we just had Christmas, and they say, peace on Earth and all that. And this is peace on everything, everywhere.
Right.
It's all over. Just the whole universe is just dripping with it because of Zaxxon's beauty. But if you say the wrong thing, he will pop a cap.
So he's a dangerous mofo, is what we're saying.
Yeah.
If he has to be.
Man, but it's all for love.
Well,
is the point.
Did he bust a cap of love? So that's what he's busting? Busting the cap of
love? Yeah, because as long as you're not the one, then it's because he loves you.
Yeah, I've never had any beef with Zaxxon. I just want to make that clear. Zaxxon.
Well, I know, as evidenced by the fact that you're here.
Yes.
You're still around, because...
That's right. Let's keep it that way.
Well, he's all about peace. He will maintain peace at all costs. Because it's just beautiful, Jackal.
I don't know. For some reason, I'm getting scared. But let's move on to something not so scary as Zaxxon and his bloody peace.
Yeah. So this Mayan calendar, you were asking me about.
Let's move on to the Mayan calendar. Yeah, because I'm starting to shake here. And,
yeah, I know.
It's like religion and God when they say God loves you, but He's a vengeful God. And I don't know, Zaxxon, he scares me sometimes. I've seen that look in his eye.
Hey, Jackal, this is Les, man. I'm listening in the other room with the lights off because there's still cops outside. But I heard you say you had the shakes, man. I've got something for that. A little bit. I've got some. I've got your hookup, man. Okay, we'll talk later.
You got me. You got me later. But dude, come through with the tickets for Disney. We have a whole bunch of people that want to get these tickets half off.
I don't know anything about Disney. I have no idea what you're talking about. I got to go.
Okay, we'll talk later. Anyway,
He
put
just,
UFO
he
Phil
just
back on.
handed me 2 tickets, and
What?
it says it's in a little envelope, and it says for the Jackal. So I guess he's got you covered.
Okay.
Oh,
Good. As long as he got me covered, we're good. So anyway,
Now he's
let's
mad
talk
again.
about the Mayans and their technology, because I want to move on from the Saxon thing. Because again, I got the shakes, and unless I talk to Les later, that's not going to go away. So let's move back onto this Mayan technology that saved us from December 21st, 2012.
yeah, like I said, the world, everyone was scared the world was going to end, and I always knew
Right.
that wasn't what was happening. Basically, what happened was it just signified the end of an era, and
Right.
Zaxxon, the good aliens, they have arrived now. That's what it was about. They are here. They're hovering above the clouds, and after the start of the new year, that's when they will come down and start disseminating all the wonderful technology and a few new menu items at McDonald's that they've, it's amazing. Better than any McRib or McSteak when you see what they are bringing. And they're going to change the sign because there's a lot of red. And it's
Yeah, I don't like. Yeah, it's a
whole
little more
new.
blue.
Yeah, they're really big on sort of making McDonald's healthier and all the fast foods, but starting with McDonald's and changing the sign. Because it's already got the golden arches, and that's
Right.
something they like, and then they just want to make that red part blue. And then make the food healthy.
But
And
it's a
all
good way to
just-
start.
Yeah,
Good way to
I mean,
start,
it's because the population, we're not taking care of our bodies, and they want to help us with that. And then they bring this technology.
Now, I have to ask you, Phil, it begs the question, is Michelle Obama a good alien? Because she's really into this whole health craze thing in this country, and, she's going through this whole thing for the last few years about health. This sounds like she is part of the good aliens. Am I onto something here?
Well, it's always a fine line. They say, it's a fine line between, good alien and bored housewife. And so it's always, you just never know where it doesn't translate very well into English. But there is an old saying that it's a fine line between the two. It's like we have one here that's genius and insanity, and they say it's very close.
Genius and insanity sounds like Les Michaels.
Yeah. So at the border, the line between genius and insanity is a fine line, and then on Planet Zaxxon they have a similar saying. It's between good alien and bored housewife. And if you spent some time on Zaxxon, you'd know what I meant. You're not seeing these housewives.
I'm going to have to go to Planet Zaxxon pretty soon and spend some time on Zaxxon. I'm just going to have to make that part of my New Year's resolution. And at UFO Phil, I'm going to have to get in contact with you coming up in the new year so we can put together some dates where you and I can go and take a trip to Planet Zaxxon. And
that'd be great.
I need to spend a little time with Zaxxon. I think that's going to enlighten me to a lot more things that I have questions for. It really is.
I know. And wait till you see the new Mayan calendar that Zaxxon and I are putting together. That's what he was texting me about. The graphics,
awesome.
the pictures. And don't be fooled, because the Aztecs are trying to put one out of their own starting in 2013, and they think they're going to outsell ours because they've got naked pictures on theirs.
Oh, come on. That's a cheap marketing ploy.
Don't buy, just be careful. Just learn your different, the different symbols, Mayan, Aztec. There is a difference, and make sure that you're getting the right one. And don't buy the naked, calendar, because that's just it's not authentic. It's not bad things will happen in your life if you have that hanging around.
Listen, Phil, they're asking me here on Facebook, they want to know, how is Zaxxon's skin these days? Has he had any skin issues in the last few months?
It keeps getting nicer. He had really great skin. You've seen the portrait that I drew of him.
Of course, that was a beautiful portrait.
Yeah, and that one is now a couple years old. I know, and you could tell, and everyone says looks just like him. It's really
the definition, it's amazing.
I know, and you could tell he has really nice skin in that.
Right.
And a very waxy complexion.
It's almost like a milky blue, like a waxy milky blue. It's beautiful.
I never thought about it like that, but you're right. It really is. And when he will set a new standard once he has revealed himself to the people. And I don't mean, when I say revealed himself, I'm not talking about like Miss July in the Aztec calendar. The same way.
Not the same way. I would hope not. No.
Which, by the way, she's got a few extra parts being alien, so it's a very large page. For some reason, who wants to buy a calendar when all of a sudden you get to July and like that page is bigger than the rest? It doesn't fold. It doesn't fold up like.
I gotcha. Yeah, it goes up and then there's another page that goes down.
Yeah, it's a pop-up book.
Yeah,
so
don't.
Yeah, the Aztec calendar is just. Let me reiterate that you don't want to get that one. Go for Mayan. Yeah. So, but yeah, Zaxxon's skin. I need to do a new portrait because his skin has gotten even more beautiful and radiant, and he doesn't use anything. It's just that way, and so he will set a new standard of skincare. So we're going to have the healthy eating, a new menu at McDonald's, new skincare products, and all different sorts of ways that you will be able to. We're not going to do the taxation thing. We're not going to raise taxes. We don't need it. We're going to sell products, and that's how we will profit. Me and Zaxxon.
There you go, and you don't tax the people.
No,
that's a perfect way of doing it. So that's the difference between what we have now in government to what we're going to have with UFO Phil as the world president.
You're really going to start to see, and no disrespect to any of our leaders, and Michelle Obama and her husband. There's no disrespect to any of them or any world leaders anywhere. But what is going to happen when you see me and Zaxxon leading the Earth and Zaxxon leading the universe? It's going to really highlight all the petty squabbles that have been going on with all the different politicians. It's so petty to worry about these things and raising taxes and lowering taxes, and it really doesn't matter when it comes, because we have skincare and we have new fast food.
Exactly. And good nutritional fast food on the way, which is, I mean, we're dealing with a fat crisis here in America. God knows I could use, to lose a couple pounds. So, that's a great way for them to, make themselves part of our culture and really embrace us. Now, that, of course, and giving us, no more reality TV. Can they promise us no more reality TV when they get down here?
Well, actually, can you keep a secret?
Of course.
It's all going to be, from now on, all reality TV, because everything, it's going to be closed circuit. Like, you will be able to watch a feed on your television, like Channel 1 might be, like name a busy main street in Miami, and that will be what you can watch. Okay?
Yeah,
and Channel 2 might be, a street in another town. And then, but you have thousands and thousands of these channels. There's no limit, because the Zaxxonian numbering system is endless, not like the one on Earth. It only goes up to 26 letters. This goes forever.
I have a feeling, though, that even with an infinite amount of channels, if that's the kind of reality TV we're going to get, we're still not going to have anything to watch on a Saturday afternoon.
Well, you can watch the street, and you don't have to even go outside. Like, if it's a cold day, and you say, well, I would like to go for a walk down the street, but it's cold. So now you can turn on that channel, and it's all three, like I told you about the 3 dimensions and the holographic. Yes, so you will feel as though you're walking on that street.
They're taking away some of the calories from, the fast food, and they're going to help us get healthier that way. But then they're keeping us indoors, sitting down in front of the TV, not doing anything, becoming vegetables. How is this going to help?
They're adding calories, actually, to the menu. It's healthier because they're good calories. It's all, like, created in a laboratory.
So we're going to have genetically manipulated foods, which is going to have added calories to what we're eating now.
So you have more energy.
So we're going to have more
calories.
energy.
You know what they call calories? You know what they call calories in Europe?
What do they call them?
Energy.
Right.
Yeah,
really?
So when we say it here, it sounds negative. But over there, they know it's energy. It's you say, I don't have any energy. Eat some more calories, and then you'll have energy.
I did not know that. I guess we need more energy. So I'm going to go load up on energy after the show tonight.
Yeah. I will be
crazy.
I'll be mailing you a personal pyramid. You've heard of the food pyramid?
Yes.
And you know that I'm building full-sized pyramids as part of my energy plan. So it makes sense that you will get now a small, miniature, personal pan pyramid.
Nice.
For your own energy consumption needs.
That is awesome.
I know.
Is it going to be made with that special ingredient that is legal now in Colorado and Washington?
Les just came running in. I don't know.
Okay. Because if it is...
I've got your hookup. I got to go, but I've got your hookup.
Okay.
We'll talk later. Bye.
talk later. Cool, no problem. If he hooks me up, man, I'll forget him about the other stuff. The tickets. I mean, really, I'm sorry, guys. I know you wanted some discounts on Disney, but it happens.
He's got the crazy eyes. You shouldn't talk to him. He's looking a little strange.
Les is my boy. He's a little weird, but that's my boy. We're good like that. We're good.
He called you boy. Okay.
No, I said he's my boy.
Oh, okay.
Not in a racial way, but he's my boy. That's my dude. Not in a gay way either, but that's my dude.
I don't know what any of this.
It's crazy slang. It's crazy slang. But listen, Phil, I have another question from Facebook here. They want to know how Z Michaels is doing and where she been at.
Oh,
I asked earlier, but
she's here right now. She's been taking notes the whole time.
There you go. So there's your answer. Facebook pal wants to know about Z Michaels.
She's doing great. She's the best employee I've ever had. Everyone else, they steal from me. They rat me out to the government, and she has been a loyal friend and employee.
And I've told you about that with Les, ratting you out to the government. You have to really watch what you say around Les.
I know.
When he gets into a little bit of trouble, he figures it's a way out. It's like kind of like get out of free card. Tell him some stuff about Phil. Tell him stuff about Jackal. He's done it to me a couple times.
I know. I'm really suspicious. He left his Amazon.com. He was logged in, and I could see what was in his shopping cart.
Oh, really?
And you know what he got?
What'd he get?
Can you keep a secret?
Of course.
He bought like 500 copies of the Aztec calendar. He pre-ordered, and I said, "You bought the wrong one. We're not even doing pre-orders on the Mayan calendar, but he's got this on Amazon in his cart."
So now, when yours comes out, they already have 3-up advantage on you. That's not.
He's he's trying to pay for it with my credit card, and then I guess he was going to try and sell them out on the street.
Man, I'm telling you, you can't trust Les that much. Phil, I've told you this.
I know.
I told you. You gotta be careful what you say around him. You gotta be careful what you do around him, and that's just a low blow. That's low. It really.
No, I know.
That's low class. That's beyond Les, I think, at this point. I'm gonna talk to him in private later, though, and I'm gonna bring this up. We're gonna get to the bottom of this. I'm gonna talk to him for you. Don't worry about it, Phil. This is never gonna happen again. You got my word on that.
I know. I can trust you.
Well, you're my best friend this side of the Rockies. You know that.
I know. I told everyone on Facebook. I said I was going to talk to my best friend.
There you go. Your best friend. Now forget that, guys. This is the great UFO Phil.